Good evening and welcome once again to Edessa the Dark Crusade. Tonight we are at the palace. Well, we're outside the palace. Madeline is just making her way up, arriving in her fairly fashionable clothing, not to show off, but to dress for the occasion. She is meeting with the new-ish prince of the city, and he will like to appear presentable. And she will enter as is the custom. I believe it is talking to a specific guard.
Yeah, it's the same specific guard as always. Lovely gentleman. He's actually quite frank with you. He doesn't. He's respectful, but he's not. He doesn't put on airs.
Madeline appreciates this.
He's fairly direct with you and just says, "Come with me." Yada yada yada. I know you've been down here before, but it's for the purposes of ensuring everybody gets to where they need to be. I'm sure you understand what I mean. He says a fairly obvious implication.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes you down the same hallway to the same council room where the prince is sat at, and she's literally got her feet on the desk. She doesn't appear to pay the office much respect.
Madeline comes in, does a deep curtsy. My prince.
You can see her face tilt to look past her feet so she can get a better look at you. Yes, Madeleine. Take a seat.
She does so.
Did you mention a topic of why you wanted to meet with her in the letter, or just...
Well, a couple of things.
Oh, no, that was out of character.
Did
you mention the topics on the letter or not?
She
invites you away.
Yeah, she has mentioned domain and current events. But she comes over, sits down, smiles, and just says, "Oh, it has been too long since we last met."
It has been a while. And there haven't been many social festivities, but that will soon change.
That is good to hear. This is one of the reasons I came. This curfew has been going on quite a while now, and I must say I am by far not the only concerned citizen.
What is it that you wish to talk about?
Well, by your statement just before, I'm assuming I was going to ask about the status of the curfew, the military presence within the city. Quite a few people are hurt by it, hungry. This is a danger for all of us, but I am assuming, of course, that, well, by what you said, it should not be a problem for long. It means that you have an idea of when this might end.
when it appears the guilds can begin reconstruction efforts safely, and that crime in the city has been addressed. That would be my guess.
Well, that might take a while then. A lot of desperation in the wake of the plague.
What particular Canaanites are feeling so panicked?
Those most not, well, those less versed in social interactions, I suppose. A couple of Nosferatu have been the gangrel, my little lower clans. I myself have, of course, not had hardest times, but it does make other business quite a lot more trying, since you have to rely on messengers during the day. I will manage, but my concern is that, well, what if this takes months before the crime is quelled, and in that time more and more people will attack guardsmen, or worse, be shown to feed with the guards present. Breaking the masquerade the silence will be quite more likely with very hungry people running the streets. I understand, of course, that crime must be kept in check. And I do not doubt that you and the sheriff have a good plan for taking care of this, but I do know a thing about criminals. They can be, well, some of them can be patient. And it might put a damper on their activities, but it will most likely spring up just as fast as it is quelled by these, well, soldiers. I do not see crime being stopped by this. It will be suppressed for a time, but it will spring up quite easily and quite fast once more.
And what is it that you wish for me to do about the situation?
Well, mostly I do not wish for you to do anything other than do what you think is best for the city. What I came for was to ask of the current status and offer my services in solving this problem. Suggestions, counsel.
I'm largely leaving the mortals to sort this problem out for themselves. It was the interference of Canaanites, from what I recall, that caused this situation to ensue. This is the pendulum swinging back the other way.
Fair enough.
It doesn't particularly surprise me.
Well, I do hope that certain areas of the city will be. I would like to see the curfew at least lightened or perhaps even lifted partially in the city. But
Pardon, I didn't catch that. My apologies.
or she will say, surely there will be some places in the city that are, in general, less prone to this crime wave.
I would assume so.
So, would it be possible for the curfew to be partly lifted? I am sure that the streets of the merchants' district, the guild halls, and all those guards, all those soldiers could be put to better use in Riverside. Perhaps the slums.
That depends very much on that depends very much on what is being offered in exchange.
Indeed, it does.
Her feet come off the table. She just kind of crosses them as she sits on the chair in front of her.
I have already
Her
promised.
arms kind of lay restlessly on the arms of the chair.
She looks at her. Might I? Would you walk for him? Would you like to walk a moment?
Why not?
She gets up and she will just, respectfully wait for her to lead the way. As she seems restless, she offered her to walk a bit. She says, "Well, as the prince, you hold sway in so many things. I'm sure that there are things I could offer you. But I would not wish to insult you by offering something that you do not need."
What currency do all K-Knights deal in, Madeleine?
I would say that depends on what kind of canine. Most would say blood, some would say influence, others would say cunning. But as far as currency goes, blood would be my answer.
Not a bad one, although I consider blood to be sustenance food. Boons are the currency of our kind.
She was literally about to say that word, and it's probably fairly that she just smiles.
Do you like?
She just laughs a little as she just nods and just said, "What?" As the prince, you must have many things that need solving. I wonder if you have something already in mind.
What you're asking for is not trivial.
I am aware.
In fact, it's a great deal past that point.
It is. But please, I understand, and it is by no means a demand. I am gracious for your consideration of this.
Oh, if it was a demand, we wouldn't be talking.
I am quite sure.
We're talking
That
business.
is, yes, and that is why I am making almost sure that, well, as sure as I can, that I am indeed not insulting you.
You're not. But if you wish to stir me to action, it would be a major boon. And, well, if you wish to stir others to action, I suppose they would have their own prices attached to them.
Quite
Of
so.
course, I could do so for you, but that would incur additional boons relative to how much pull they have.
It is only fair to deal in such a way. I will have to consider this. I am myself making preparations to stabilize my domain. Hopefully this will ease the city guard's presence. Still so many unknowns in my mind about how exactly the mortals will go about this. However, there is another topic that I would wish to discuss with you. My responsibilities in Timoran is, well, they are soon to be as a member of court, nothing more. This means that I will have a lot more time to. She looks out. They're probably standing on a balcony or something. She just looks over the window or something. She just looks out on the city. To improve and restore this my home once more. In this, I would ask for a larger domain than I currently have. I understand that responsibilities, of course, will be greater, and I accept those. But with more time on my hands and less time spent in Timuran, I am quite certain that I can be of much further use to the city.
I see. And what kind of payment are we talking in exchange?
We were on the topic before. She smiles.
Well, you are asking me to do and give you a lot of things.
Well, first, my first query was asking of price of a product or service. The other service is something that I am buying now, if you will allow it.
What did she say, the residences?
What? No, she said that the first she was inquiring about the price of a service, and
Yeah.
the second she's buying now, if she allows it, or if she grants her wish, meaning that she is willing to pay the boon right here and now. Seemingly, she has come to a decision already. That seems to be what she's implying.
One major boon per district. I
Very
believe
well.
it was the merchants district, yes?
The rest of it. But I can only claim so much. My seneschal has taken by what is his right.
Ah, sorry, my apologies. When you said the former, I thought you were inquiring about the curfew. Domain has a very different set of costs tied to it.
Hmm.
It wouldn't be district-wide for simple major boons. That'd be I would dare say extremely charitable. So much so that
Which
I
is
would
why
make
I
a poor
agreed.
prince.
And she laughs a little, but I understand.
How much further are you looking to extend within the domain? Of course, a smaller distance incurs a smaller cost.
Naturally. I do believe it would be easier with a map if you have one handy.
I did have one inside.
Hmm.
You go and get it.
Yeah, pretty much. And Madeline will, she will essentially argue to expand some ways down and probably down to where Omar's, like, if you just expand my border down to where Omar's begins,
Oh, okay.
that is probably what she's going to suggest. I honestly don't see. Well, of course, it depends on where the brothel is located, but I'm
I'll
guessing.
definitely cover the brothel because that's most of the rest of the merchants district.
I mean, I can't see any other way of dividing it. Well, I suppose there is a line that just crosses or almost crosses, which is halfway between my border and Omar's border.
Yeah, it's kind of endemic of like a road.
Yeah,
Like it kind of represents a road, but it's not all the roads. I
yeah,
just need to
but
be up for a few
actually,
seconds.
why don't we just like parallel? What is that called in English? I don't know. Just expand the territory down to the beginning of that road. Of course, I can't mark it, but intermission, 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 intermission. More intermission. Unless Chris has just muted himself and not. We're actually gonna have a bet. Has Chris just muted himself and being a tosser, as they would say in Britain, or is he actually AFK? Place your bets now. It is an intermission. Now I'm going to read from the back of this I have right here, which is in Danish. So enjoy. Oh no, this is actually in English. Both in English and Danish. We'll start with the English. You will automatically receive a new card before you run out of codes. Your code card is personal and may not be photographed or otherwise distributed. If you suspect fraudulent use, immediately revoke your code card. On www.nemid.nu support. If you find a code, please hand it into a bank. I will try that again. If you find a code card, please hand it into the bank or to the nearest citizen service center. That was that. What we got here? We've got what do we got? I've got my rent here. Leje, beboelse. This is in Danish, by the way. Leje, beboelse, AC varme, AC og tændebidrag, beboelseskontingent, totalt. CVR 44 61 84 19. Fakturanummer 61 00 44. Fakturadato 1. i 8. 2018. 310 0022 04. Rebekavej 25, stuen til højre. Lejen er nedsat i anledning af regulering af skatter og afgifter. Betaler tilmøringen på 2 minutter. Hent betalingsservice-appen og scan QR-koden på indbetalingskortet. Ved betaling i pengeinstitutter er det udelukkende pengeinstitutternes kvitteringstryk, der er bevis for hvilket beløb, der bliver indbetalt. Fuck mig. Tilmeldingsoplysninger, PBS-nummer, osv. Det er ikke særlig interessant, det her. Sådan opgør din regning. What else we got? Okay. I am just gonna read a thing. Where do we have it? There we go. There we go. All right. Danish chokolade. 29%.
Apologies for brief intermission.
No, I was just reading off the contents of some cookies I had lying around, and I read up on my bill, my rent. So it's all good. Welcome back. Oh, God damn it.
So you want to expand it out outright. That's cool.
Like halfway, because I don't know. Like I mean,
to increase it to size 3, you probably need to take up most of the rest of the district.
Okay. You know what? Then she will take it down to Omar's, because that will be 3. Size 3. She's going to expand it down there.
I see.
As they're discussing this back and forth, Madeline will at some point just say, "It is good to see you are so comfortable here."
I'm comfortable anywhere where there is opportunity.
That is a very good attitude to have. When you came here, you have heard much of this city. And you must have heard and seen many things. You have, as far as I know, you have traveled a lot. Have you come across many, I pray that you have not, infernalists in your time?
Several.
And I assume you
They
spent.
pop up from time to time.
Close me.
Sorry about that. So what did Madeline say?
Oh, she asked that she assumed that you showed them no mercy.
Naturally.
You have heard the rumors about our city lately. I know that you have. I do not believe that this threat is truly gone.
Now, what would make you say that?
I know precious little of what binds infernal entities to their hosts. Their the person they made their agreement with to keep them here. I know that at least one who was caught is still, well, is missing, has disappeared. He has not been confirmed dead. There was the one that has disappeared was present during the attack on the Prince's Castle, which worries me. And there are certain rumors I have heard, certain things that leads me to believe that there are yet others. To what extent they are, if they just dabble, or it is far more extensive than I believed it to be, I am not certain. But I will not let this city get swallowed up into another wave of madness. However, this might require some harsh means.
I have to admit, you're somewhat late. There's already an investigation underway. I believe one of its main participants is a member of your own clan.
Well, that is true. But that is assuming that such an investigation is looking at the right places. I do not believe they are, and I do not wish to interfere. But I do wish to speak with you on someone specific. There is a person I will want to question. Now, I will not be questioning, simply standing talking to him. I would probably have him for a time, or her for a time. question. If you are certain that someone is a Diablerist, you should do whatever you can to stop them, no?
I would assume so. Who is it that you wish to apprehend, and what do you wish to question them about?
If I am wrong, I would not wish to throw such a serious accusation against someone. I hope you can understand. I ask for your advice, since it is your city, your laws, and you are clearly a person of great wisdom. I simply ask for advice. And I inform you beforehand, if a party finds itself aggrieved, I would inform you of it before, so that you know if people come to you with wild accusations that I have done something towards someone else. You know my cause for it. If I find need for it, then I will act. This is not penance. This is not me saying that I want a carte blanche. Will stand for my crimes, if I make crimes. But I have fought against infernalists before, and I will not stop. If I find reason to follow it, I will do the most expedient and best way to deal with this problem. I will, of course, bring evidence if my findings are correct. I will bring the evidence to you, to the sheriff, or whoever might wish to see such evidence. No question. My investigation is not completed, but I hope you will understand if the time comes.
You still haven't stated who. I hope you can understand why I would be interested in whom.
I completely understand. And I know that you can keep a secret, especially about such things, but it would be within your duty to inform the necessary amount of people. And I am afraid that I would not wish to throw accusations around. Neither would I wish for a word to get out. I trust you, but rumors can spread fast. Unless you demand it of me, I will keep the name for myself for the moment. As soon as it is warranted, I would send a message to you about who. If the evidence leads to that conclusion.
Madeleine, you are asking that I overlook the...
No, no, not overlook it. You should punish me just as everyone else who breaks the laws. However, would it turn out to be true? Well, I will take the punishment, but I do believe some leniency would be asked for. Finding and stopping another infernalist.
That is currently an assumption, and I do not even know who. You have, insofar, given me no evidence. You haven't even stated who it might be. On top of this, you've expressed distrust for hand-picked members of my court.
No. No. She hasn't.
She has. She just said, I trust you.
Well, okay, I might have stated. What I meant was that they were looking for some, but she's looking for another. I might have misstated that. She's looking in someone in particular. They might be hunting others. I might have said that wrong.
It's not about that. It's just about the mistrust of members of court. Who you're looking for? She knows you're looking for somebody else. You made that clear.
I'm not mistrusting
the reason you don't want to tell her is because she will inform other individuals who you don't trust, which are other members of her court.
It is a neonate. It is a neonate. His name is Gufram Wasem, of the followers of Set. They are a particular clever bunch, and it makes approaching them hard in many respects. This is why I am so careful.
They're usually quite vigilant, particularly the warriors, though I suppose it's not implausible. What has driven you to this conclusion?
Something happened that was not of our kind. Something quite different. The initial incident he was present at. And he seems remarkably untouched by something you should be quite affected by. I have seen others. And he seems very, very nonchalant with something that is also very serious. I do not mistrust anyone. I am quite apprehensive about anything involving the followers of Set. This is the reason for all my hesitations. Now, just a quick question. Do you wish me to roll something?
Is there anything you want to roll?
I would think a manipulation subterfuge, because she's obviously hiding something about that. But, I mean, recall.
Well, she's been omitting information fairly overtly the entire time. The prince was actually going to bring it up after he spoke. Um, Madeleine, you're not the Hound, you're not the Sheriff, and you have no evidence that you've brought to me. If you could bring me evidence implicating Gufran in any of this, through what little you have told me, her voice does raise a little bit. I might be more amenable. But from what you're telling me, you are planning to launch a heist on Gufran, which frankly isn't really much of my concern outside of the fact that it would risk another conflict in this city, and we don't need more of those right now. At worst, a heist on the Setites, which absolutely is my concern, if it comes to that.
It will not.
And it won't.
No.
I expect you to be able to gather evidence. If such vagaries were able to drive you to this conclusion, it should be fairly simple.
I hope so.
But if it turns out you've done something, and the Setites are asking around for you, well, I'm not exactly playing I Spy the Infernalist right now.
Very well.
I'm looking for ones that can be brought to me with a stake through their heart, with a report from my sheriff and my hounds, and those who have assisted them in their investigations.
I understand. I apologize for having taken your time. You are a very generous woman. I apologize.
Well, don't they say that, Madeleine? At the end of the day, everything has a price. It's just that this is a very, very, very steep price.
Steep prices. Yes. There are lots of those at the moment. I hope to avoid an even steeper price.
As to your former business, your domain and the curfew. You need not give me an answer now. In fact, take as long as you like. It is, of course, no pressure on myself. Simply make an offer when you're ready to make an offer.
Very well. Thank you, my prince.
Good evening, Madeleine. Have a safe journey home.
Thank you, my prince. And Madeline will, with a troubled mind, begin to head home. And with that, I do believe we will have the scene come to an end. Thank you very much, players, for playing, and watchers for watching. Good night.